Coppola, Scorsese, Spielberg, Tarantino, Swift. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Taylor Swift. It is now being reported that she who rules the music industry, I mean, if you had any doubt who was the true ruler of the music industry, did she not at one point, just a little bit ago, hold all top 10 spots on the top 10 charts? Yep. That has never happened in music history before, right?
No.
I believe that has never happened in music history before. If you then still had any doubt, she sold out SoFi Stadium like 4 or 5 nights in a row. This is a 70,000 seat stadium. Sold like 4 or 5 nights in a row without blinking, and around the world, crashing Ticketmaster, bringing Ticketmaster.
Making $1 billion doing it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it is crazy. And she is the one who I believe was about 13 years ago, talking to my friend Chuck Norris. We said, what do you think of Taylor Swift? About 13 years ago. I said, she's good, but no one's going to remember her a year from now, 2 years from now. She's not going to be ready. Yeah, that one aged like milk. That one did not go over so well. She like rules the world. Well, guess what? Ruling the music world ain't enough for her. She wants to rule the movie world because, according to Variety, Taylor Swift is going to be directing her first feature film for Disney's Searchlight Pictures. Yeah, that's coming up. This comes to us from the folks at Variety who wrote this. Taylor Swift will be making her feature film directorial debut with Searchlight Pictures. The singer-songwriter and director has written an original script, which will be produced by the Oscar-winning studio behind Nomadland and The Shape of Water. Other key details, like a plot and casting, are being kept under wraps until a later date, but landing the project from one of the world's most successful musicians is a coup. Taylor is a once-in-a-generational artist and storyteller. It is a genuine joy and privilege to collaborate with her as she embarks on this exciting new creative journey, said Searchlight Pictures president David Greenbaum and Matthew Greenfield. All right. Now, Taylor did a short film recently. I can't remember. I'm sure, Taylor, you remember. What was the name of it?
It's called All Too Well, and it has Dylan O'Brien and Sadie Sink.
Okay. So not a bad little cast.
And it was pretty good.
Short film.
Really well done.
I'm not going to pretend that I saw it, because I'm older than 12, but from everything that I've heard,
you really like this story.
It's pretty good. From everything that I've heard, it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
All right. Now, how somebody wrote into me this morning on social media and asked me, how do you feel about Taylor Swift being given a movie? You know what? It may surprise you. I feel perfectly fine about it. I really do. And here's why. Because one of the things that I've always said, like, and this was true with Simon Kinberg. You know, Simon Kinberg, who was big in the comic book movie space, whatever, he had never directed a film in his life. And for his first film, they handed him a big tentpole potential blockbuster film in X-Men Dark Phoenix. And as much as I love Simon Kinberg, and I really like Simon Kinberg a lot, when they first announced it, said, whoa, this is a mistake. You don't give somebody a huge tentpole blockbuster as their first. I don't care what else they've done. You don't just hand them a huge, $200 million blockbuster thing as your first film ever. It's a mistake. You should do smaller films first, cut your teeth a little bit, build up to something like that. Well, isn't that exactly what Taylor Swift is doing here? I mean, she went from directing, she's done some music stuff as well, obviously, but then she directed a short film, and now she's going to do not an X-Men movie, not the next MCU project, not the next Star Wars movie, not Top Gun Retirement Home 3. She's doing a small indie film on a small indie studio that based on something she wrote herself. Listen, I'll tell you what, not only do not mind this, if she wants to get into directing, and if a studio thinks she's got that storytelling gift, this is exactly the way to do it. I'll go so far as to say this is the model for how stuff like this should be done. So, whereas I'm sure a lot of people thought I'd be like raving mad, like, why is she getting directed? No, this is the right way to do it. I think this is, I'll pull out the P word. Perfect.
Oh, no. Oh.
No, not that P word. It is perfect.
Don't pull out the P word. The P word and pull out should never.
No, I don't know. It's perfect. This is the perfect way to do it. And listen, if she does have the chops, this is the place to find out. Not with a $150 million movie. If she's got it or doesn't have it, this is the place to do it. So yeah, I'm actually all for it. Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of this video, Mint Mobile. This holiday season, the best deal in wireless can only be found at Mint Mobile. Right now, when you switch to Mint Mobile and buy any 3-month plan, you get another 3 months for free. Mint Mobile lets you order and activate from home with eSIM, while saving tons on phone plans starting at just $15 a month. You guys know I've been using Mint Mobile long before this holiday deal, and I have to say it is the perfect time to switch. I have absolutely loved using Mint Mobile, and like I've told you guys many times, I am now spending less than 1/3 of what I used to spend under one of the other major mobile carriers. And now with the whole buy 3 months, get 3 months free deal, it's even better. All of their plans come with unlimited talk and text, plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and switch easily and effortlessly with eSIM. Or if you need a new device, for a limited time, get 6 months of free service when you buy a select device and plan. So guys, for a limited time, buy any 3-month Mint Mobile plan and get 3 more months for free by going to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. Anyway, Rob, you heard about this story about Searchlight taking a gamble a little bit on Taylor Swift here. What do you make of this?
I think it's fantastic. I mean, Taylor Swift is an incredible powerhouse. I mean, she's done things like she got screwed over on her own albums, so she re-recorded them.
Yeah.
So she could own them.
That was a boss move. That was boss.
The thing about Taylor Swift is, in terms of she is a self-made individual, and the fact that she did what any first-time director does, auteur, writer-director, you write a script, you try and get it financed. I mean, I did the same thing. I'd never directed a movie. It was impossible to find financing for my film. She's Taylor Swift. She can get the money she needs. She can finance it herself, but you never do that.
She can reach into one of her 40 purses and pull out enough change.
Of course, but I mean,
yeah.
There is no reason. I'll tell you something. If there were 100 people if I was a producer and there were 100 people in front of me that all had scripts and same budget range, I'd bet on Taylor Swift. She's already worked on music videos. She's directed. She's been around entertainment industry professionals. She's been in huge movies. Mm-hmm. Even though she was in Cats, but she was there.
So was Judi Dench. I mean, we'll forgive her.
I mean, and she's worked with people. I mean, she knows her way around a set. It makes perfect sense as a creative entity, the way she is. I think it's fantastic that she's going to make a movie. I hope, look, my man Tom Ford, who's a fashion designer, he directed A Single Man, which was heartbreaking and beautifully made. And who would have thought a fashion designer could make a great movie? Well, he did. So I think of all the people, Taylor Swift, I'm actually, not only do I think this is a great idea, I'm really excited to see how many of her ex-boyfriends get pilloried in whatever plot she has come up with. Because that's what she did in a short film. And I'm telling you, I think half the men in Hollywood are cowering in fear right now under their beds.
I'll tell you what, you brought up a point I was going to bring up later, but I'm glad that you did. There is an intangible quality. Look, I'm obviously not the world's biggest Taylor Swift fan. I'm not the target demographic for most of her music. That being said, there's an intangible quality about her where, to quote DJ Snake, she is a born winner, a Jordan 23. It's all she does.
Right.
She sets out to do something. You go all the way back to the beginning of her career. She sets out to do something and she conquers it. And that's all she does. She just wins. Everything she approaches, she succeeds at, and she wins. Then she moves on to something else. She wins. She had Bozo, Kanye West, come on stage when she was trying to accept an award, cast all types of shades on her. Guess what? She'll outsell him 10 times over today. Like, all she does, she has this winning quality about her that she just owns everything she does. You've got to respect that.
But I think importantly, as an artist, she's an incredible artist that has a real voice. And again, from a producerial capacity, can you imagine if she's in there pitching the movie and the studio says, well, who do you think you can get to be in this movie? And her answer is,
anybody I ask.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Like she could Gary Oldman that from The Professional. Everyone.
Yeah, it's true. Chris, you hear about this. I mean, it's it really isn't even surprising hearing that Taylor Swift's going to direct a movie for Searchlight. What's your take on it?
I mean, when I saw some people on social saying, really, she's going to direct? Yeah, she's been directing. And this is the trajectory of most directors. Mick G, David Fincher, Antoine Fuqua, they all started out doing music videos. That's how so many people cut their teeth.
Right.
So I don't understand why there is this disconnect because she happens to be a musician. She's also somebody who's doing the trajectory that is very traditional for most directors. So I think it'll be a really, really fun journey to see how she moves her art from, music to doing a grander feature film. She's a great storyteller. She's a powerhouse in Hollywood. I think it's going to be awesome.
I bet she's going to be a better film director than Madonna was. Remember, Madonna's directed movies too.
I mean, that's not a high standard per se, but I mean, you brought again another great point. I mean, that's got to be another attractive thing for Searchlight is that they literally know she could probably get on the phone with anybody and get anybody to work in this movie for SAG rate. I mean, that's the other thing. Not only could she probably get on the phone and get Ryan Gosling to come down and do it, she could probably get Ryan Gosling to come down and do it for like a tenth of what his $10 million asking price is.
And I have to say, I mean, in terms of, I'm always looking for authorship. Whatever story that she's come up with, I bet it's deeply personal. I bet it's heartfelt. And it has, let's talk about how big that opening weekend's going to be.
But will it? Because we've seen before that just because somebody is really big in one thing, we have seen many times that doesn't automatically mean that translates into some kind of box office success.
Oh, I don't know, man. Look, I'm all in on Taylor Swift. It's going to be that whole weekend is going to be Swiftish.
Okay, I dread doing it, but I have to ask because there's somebody in this room whose social media handle is literally Tay-Tay. So Taylor, I don't know. Are you pleased with this development?
I'm really happy for her. I have to support my fellow Taylor. It's so funny though because people all the time ask me if I'm named after Taylor Swift. She's only a year older than me, so the answer is no. I'm actually named after James Taylor. If anyone knows who that is, shout out to James.
That's great.
But I am so excited for Taylor
How old
Swift.
do people think you are?
I don't know. I really don't know. But yes, very excited for her.
Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you make of this? Chris said it best. This is the traditional route a lot of directors have taken, and they're doing it the right way. They're not throwing her a $150 million mega project. It's going to be a small, more personal thing. I actually think this is the right way to do it. How do you guys feel about this? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down into the comment section below and leave those thoughts there.